In this film, I'm going to tell you the different ways that you can enter the London Marathon. It's a great course, a fantastic city, and an amazing atmosphere. The crowds are just incredible. So how do you get a place to line up for the next London Marathon? So I think your first step to try and get into the London Marathon is the ballot. Around the time of the London Marathon every year, the ballot opens for a couple of weeks and allows anyone interested to put forward that they would like to enter for the next year. So your first step to make sure that you're going to know when the ballot opens is to join the London Marathon mailing list, to follow them on social media, put a date in the diary. I mean, it is deliberately around the time of the marathon because it is a big thing. Everyone will be looking and interested in how they can enter it the next year. When you enter the ballot, you're asked to fill in your details and to put down a bank or credit card for payment. You will not be charged straight away. In fact, the payment going out of your bank is often the first sign that you've been successful in the ballot. So you need to make sure that you have a valid payment method there. You will be given the chance to donate the entry and then you will be charged straight away. And the way that they try and persuade people to do that is by saying you have a little bit extra chance to be selected for the London Marathon if you make that donation to their foundation. There were over 500,000 people entered the ballot for 17,000 places for 2024. So it is hugely competitive, and the likelihood is that you will not be successful getting through the ballot. But we can always hope. I mean, 17,000 people are lucky enough to get selected. So as well as the ballot, there are 6,000 places reserved for what London Marathon call good for age runners. Those are the faster runners amongst us, the club runners perhaps, or just someone who's really fast. So for someone aged 18 to 39, a man would need to be able to run under 3 hours, and for a woman it will be under 3 hours 45 minutes. The times do get easier as you get older, but that is a way into the race if you're one of those faster runners. You have until September each year to apply for a good for age place, and you will have to prove that you've run a qualifying time in a qualifying race to get one of those places. And you can find good for age information on the London Marathon website. The next way to get into the London Marathon is with a charity place. The London Marathon is the biggest annual fundraiser in the world. Since its foundation, it has raised over £1 billion. So a fantastic way to get into the race and to give something back to a cause that matters to you. I can say from personal experience that running for a charity does give you that extra motivation, especially with the London Marathon, where you're going to have to do training in the winter. It might be cold outside, it might be snowing, and you have to think that you've promised people who sponsored you that you are going to complete this marathon. So to be honest, I think it's a great motivator. You will find a list of charities who are partners with the London Marathon on their website. Doing a Google search on London Marathon charity places, you will find charities out there who are very keen to have you run for them. The charities will ask you to raise different amounts depending on the charity, so it is worth having a look around and balancing the amount that you want to raise with the charity and whether it means something to you. I think that having a larger amount doesn't matter to a certain extent if you can tie it into a personal story. If cancer research is special to you because cancer is something that's affected your family, then perhaps it's going to be easier for you to fundraise £2,000 for them rather than £1,500 for another charity. And those sums are unfortunately the kind of amounts that you're going to have to raise. But do think of this as something that you're going to have a while to do. Often people do say that the fundraising is as hard as training for the marathon, but I will do another video. I think there's lots of ways to make fundraising easier for yourself. And the final way to get into the London Marathon would be through a sports tour company. So if you're based in the UK like me, that's not going to be a possibility for you. You're going to have to go through the ballot, good for age, or probably the charity route. But if you're an overseas runner, there are lots of marathon tour companies who will gladly get you a place in this amazing race and charge you for the experience. Normally you get a package which includes your race entry and a hotel room, and the prices for these will, again be similar to the charity place. You're going to be spending thousands of dollars to make this happen, but it is a way to get a guaranteed entry. And I think if someone is trying to do all the marathon majors, and London is a hard one to get into, then a marathon tour company is definitely something worth looking at. It's something which I've had to do when I wanted to do Tokyo Marathon. There was just no other way that I felt I was going to get into that. So that is 4 different ways that you can get into the London Marathon. I cannot stress how amazing this race is. It is absolutely brilliant. The support that you get, the atmosphere, the route, it's got to be one of the best races in the world. So I hope that you will go to their website, register for it, and put your name down. Absolutely amazing experience. Even if you're not yet a runner, it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing, which I hope everyone out there can experience.